These people aren't DEIs. They're elected on merit.
Oh, hey, I know. Let's play finger bang. What? Bang, bang. I'm gonna finger bang you, Chris. What?
Not if I finger bang you first, Dad. Bang, bang.
I'm gonna finger bang the two of you at the same time. Bang,
Hi, everyone.
Hey, me too. Bang.
Oh, no one wants to get finger banged by...
Oral questions. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
Hey gang, what's up? Aaron right here, Canadian Looney. So question period is finally back, and Mark Carney doesn't seem prepared to handle these conservatives. He and all of his Liberal MPs and cabinet of carnage are getting thunderstruck by these conservatives.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to welcome the Prime Minister to his first official question period. This is where democracy lives, and this is where we provide rigorous scrutiny on every word he says and every dollar he spends on behalf of Canadians. Now, let's talk about those words and dollars. During the election campaign, it was elbows up as he put retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. Then secretly, he dropped those tariffs to effectively zero. But he didn't stop there. He told Canadians that the government would collect $20 billion in revenue from those tariffs and use it to cost his platform. Now that those tariffs are going to bring in $0, two quick questions. Why wasn't he honest with Canadians during the election? And how's he going to make up the shortfall? Is he going to borrow it, print it, or tax it?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, may I first thank my constituents from Nepean for giving me the honour of being here. And could you also indulge me to say how great it is to see you in the Speaker's chair, and I trust that you're operating under the period of grace that will not be accorded to me. Appropriately, as the Leader of the Opposition just said. Mr. Speaker, our tariffs have maximum impact on the United States, minimum impact on Canada, and we are dedicating all the revenues from those tariffs to supporting the workers and businesses affected by the unjustified American actions.
Hear, hear. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, he didn't take long to pick up old Liberal habits of not being able to answer questions. But since the election, Canadians have been inundated with grand rhetoric and pretty speeches from this Liberal Party, but they are still suffering under all those policies. Household debt up at record levels. Number of people who can't pay their mortgages increasing. Food bank use continuing to rise. Now TD Bank is forecasting a recession with hundreds of thousands of lost jobs. The PM said undoing the damage of the last 10 years would require great speed, but he's not going to table a budget for 6 months. If he's the man with the plan and the guy you hire in a crisis, why won't he table a budget before he goes on summer vacation?
Bang, bang. I'm gonna finger bang you, Chris.
Not if I finger bang you first, Dad. Bang, bang.
I'm gonna finger bang the two of you at the same time. Bang, bang.
Hey, me too. Bang.
Oh, no one wants to get finger banged by...
London South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Liberals claim they want to make Canada an energy superpower, but they forget it's their record over the last decade that has decimated our energy sector and kept our resources in the ground. Their oil and gas production cap will kill tens of thousands of jobs and cost our economy $20 billion. Their industrial carbon tax will cost Canadian businesses and consumers and make Canada less affordable and less competitive. Their legislation, Bill C-69, is blocking energy infrastructure and making us more dependent on the United States. The solution is easy. Will the Prime Minister repeal Liberals' costly anti-energy laws?
The Honourable Minister of Industry and Canadian Economic Development.
Thank you. I would like to thank first and foremost the constituents from Huntsic-Cartierville. Merci à tous les citoyens d'Huntsic-Cartierville. We know that we are in a trade war that has been launched by the U.S. And we know that hardworking Canadians are feeling the grunt of this trade war, particularly in the manufacturing sector, particularly in the auto, steel, aluminum sectors. And we continue to fight for them. That's why we will make sure that we invest in them, that we work on making sure that we attract the investments across the world while making sure that we grow the fastest economy of the G7.
L'honorable.
What?
That gentleman does look like Peter Griffin from The Family Guy. Melanie Joly, though, Minister of Industry, is a twit. She's out of her element. Anyhow, we've got so many more to watch. We've got our buddy here, Jasraj Halan. He's a stud.
In an economic crisis without any plan because the Liberals shut this place down for half the year to avoid accountability. And now the Prime Minister says no budget before fall. With record high food bank usage, a rise in the number of those using those food banks that are fully employed, a rise in mortgage delinquencies. TD Bank now also predicts that over 100,000 Canadian jobs will be lost due to a looming recession. Given all of this information, how is it even possible the Liberals won't table a budget this spring?
L'honorable ministre des Finances et du Revenu national.
I welcome the question from my colleague, Mr. Speaker. We're being very clear that there will be a budget in early fall of this year, Mr. Speaker. But in the meantime, why we should celebrate, and we just see now that the Conservatives are going to support our motion, Mr. Speaker. Now this is a good thing, Mr. Speaker. Now Canadians will see that in this House of Commons, we need to do things for them. The first thing that we presented, that we promised and we're delivering, is a tax cut for the middle class, Mr. Speaker. 22 million Canadians will having a tax cut, Mr. Speaker. This is what we've been elected for. We're going to fight for Canadians. Every day, Mr. Speaker, is a good day to fight for Canadians.
The honourable member for Calgary East. The Prime Minister sloganeered on a plan, yet refuses to tell anyone what that plan is. He's overseeing the longest period without a budget since the 1960s outside of COVID. Uncertainty about spending and their debt that they're going to accumulate scares away investors, small businesses, and Canadians during a cost of living crisis. We know that this Prime Minister is going to spend more than Justin Trudeau. Why won't they be clear with Canadians and let them know how much more inflation and interest rates are going to go up because of all their spending?
Hear, hear.
L'honorable ministre de...
The Honourable Minister of Industry.
Et ministre responsable de Développement économique Canada.
And Economic Development Canada for Quebec's regions.
Justified tariffs by the U.S. against Canadians are making Canadians' lives much more unaffordable. That's why we're cutting taxes. As the Minister of Finance just mentioned, this new government is cutting taxes on the middle class, making sure also that we're cutting the carbon tax and cutting the GST on first-time homebuyers. We will create the strongest and fastest growing economy of the G7. This is the utmost priority of our government, and we will deliver.
So, gang, what do you think of our little FPC, our finance minister? He's a lapdog. Man, he's ferocious. He enjoys being a villain. Melanie Joly is falling off there. We can see that. Let's take a look at some other very interesting Conservative MPs and some of the losers that are left in the Liberal cabinet. Let's take a peek.
Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands.
Before taking office, the Prime Minister helped establish multi-billion-dollar investment funds that were placed in offshore tax havens. Now he's shielding those investments from public scrutiny with a blind trust that hides but doesn't remove potential conflicts of interest. Now, Canadians are lined up at food banks in record numbers. They can't pay their rent, but they are paying their taxes, and they want to know if the Prime Minister paid taxes on his investments. So can the Prime Minister, who I welcome here today, confirm that none of the investments that he placed in the blind trust were previously held in offshore tax havens?
Hear, hear.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Speaker, as you know, the Prime Minister has followed all the rules even before they were required. He'll continue complying with all the rules. Opposition members like to distract Canadians with these hypotheticals and conjured scenarios. The fact is we have a Prime Minister, a new government, hard at work at creating opportunity for Canadians, the strongest economy in the G7, and reducing taxes. The opposition don't like that so much, so they dig dirt on day one. Shame on them, Mr. Speaker. We're going to continue our work.
The Honourable Member for Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands, Rideau Lakes.
Canadians don't want an explanation in how to bend over backwards to fit through ethical loopholes. They want to be reassured that after a decade of serial ethical law breaking, that they can have confidence that the Prime Minister is going above just the basic minimum standard. So the Prime Minister, again, who I welcome to the chamber, can he stand up and just assure Canadians that none of the funds that he had previously were held in offshore tax havens? And can he tell Canadians what those investments were in when he sat at his first cabinet meeting?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Speaker, Canada has among the most stringent ethics guidelines in the world. The Prime Minister has complied with those ethics guidelines and surpassed the requirements contained in those ethics guidelines. What the Prime Minister is busy doing is not what this member is busy doing. What the Prime Minister is busy doing is creating opportunity for Canada, standing up in a trade war against the United States, reducing our taxes, building new homes, and creating the strongest economy in the G7. That's what we're up to.
Hey, Peter.
This is so
I've just been
like
checking out some of that internet porn.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You
I'm good,
okay?
I'm good. I'm just gonna
go
check
back.
my mail over there.
You been lifting weights?
No.
No, I haven't been lifting weights.
I don't think. No.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm sorry, Peter. I gotta get back.
So I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel. Like, Canadian politics wasn't my first choice, but it's what we've been doing for about a year and a half, and we do enjoy it. We've learned a lot. But one of the things, man, we get the comments section, and I watch it. I follow it closely, and there are some of these liberals popping up. Like, our chat room is amazing. However, the comment section, not as much. Like, you get some of these nuts that are really just trying to egg you on and piss you off and try to get a, reaction. They're lame. But here are a couple of them. Like, we can look. It happens. Okay, so maybe there was just one negative comment. I'm sure there have been more. Like, I've been criticized a lot, but I don't mind. Water off a duck's back. We want change here in Canada. Let's take a look at the changes that are taking place in the Conservative Party. These people aren't DEIs. They're elected on merit.
Oh, yeah. The Honourable Member for Haldimand, Norfolk.
Liberal policies like Bill C-5 have led to a crime wave across Canada. Violent crime is up 50%. Gun violence is up 116%. Just yesterday, a drive-by shooting shook our small rural community of Cayuga. This crime wave is no accident. It is a direct result of the Liberal policies like C-5 that has ended mandatory jail time for serious gun offenses and drug crimes. Will the Prime Minister end this crime wave by repealing Trudeau's Bill C-5?
Yeah. For Thornhill.
Two very different narratives on housing, one from the campaign and a very different one from the minister. The new housing minister, the former mayor from Vancouver, who let housing prices go up 179% in just 8 years, is saying something very different. The minister answered a resounding no when he was asked if home prices should come down from their record highs. If he's adamant that prices shouldn't go down, how much does he think that they should go up?
The Honourable Member for Markham Unionville.
Mr. Speaker, since 2016, nearly 50,000 Canadians have died from the opioid crisis. Over 80% of accidental opioid deaths involve fentanyl. It takes just 2 milligrams of fentanyl to kill someone. Mass fentanyl production is mass murder. But liberal laws let the monsters who kill our people walk free. Conservatives are proposing to give mandatory life sentences for anyone involved in the trafficking, production, and distribution of over 40 milligrams of fentanyl. Will the Prime Minister crack down on fentanyl production and give life sentences for drug kingpins committing mass murder?
Here, here. For Newmarket, Aurora.
The Prime Minister claimed being the man with a plan. Very well. Where is it? After 14 years in finance, I have learned that if you don't know your numbers, you're out. We know the Prime Minister is committed to spending more than Justin Trudeau, but he won't even tell Canadians how much. TD reported that Canada is nearing a two-quarter recession with up to 100,000 job losses this fall. So I have one simple question. With the economic storm clouds moving in, how is it possible not to have a budget this spring?
The honourable member for Edmonton Gateway.
Mr. Speaker, families across Canada feel helpless because these Liberals have done nothing to stop violent crime rising across the country. They stick with their ideological soft-on-crime policies, and that is why extortion gangs are targeting Canadian businesses and their families. In fact, just this month, we've seen more shootings, arson, and even a murder potentially linked to extortion. Yet Canada still has no mandatory minimum penalty for extortion. So will the Prime Minister work with Conservatives to bring in the same legislation that I brought in last Parliament to bring in tougher penalties for extortion?
Oh, meat. No filter. I'm on the side of the Canadians in the grocery store lineups. Like, I'm just one of you folk. Like, I don't understand, like, people, Liberals coming on here saying my channel is like leaning towards a racist party. That's not what I see, and I don't think that's what we just showed. But anyhow, I love the comments. Keep them coming. Like, you think you're gonna bug me with a comment? Whatever. I know how I look, I know how I sound, I know how I am, and my heart is purely Canadian. Canadian Loony, we're out. Give us a like, consider subscribing. That's it. We'll catch you next video. Thank you for watching this one. Canadians do need change. Change is like in the works. It's a weird thing that happened in Poilievre's riding, right? Like, whatever. These people aren't DEIs.
I told you, listen.
In a shocking turn of events, it now appears that thousands of people from Denmark are flooding into the United States.
Oh, Randy. Where's Randy, guys? Look up. Is he up there? You up there blowing a squirrel, Randy? Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
That squirrel identifies as a chipmunk.
Are you passionate about stuff?
WTF.
Here, here.